Good evening and welcome to the regular board meeting of the San Benito Consolidated Independent School District Board of Trustees. Today's Tuesday, April the 8th, 2014, and the time is now 7:01. Under item 1, call to order and establish quorum. We do have a quorum. Item number 2, roll call. Please respond with present. Mr. Julian Huerta, Vice President. Ms. June Aguilera, Secretary.
Present.
Ms. Ana Cruz, Trustee. Present. Ms. Fatima Huerta, Trustee. Present. Mr. Hector G. Leal, Trustee. Present. Mr. Oscar Medrano, Trustee. Present. Dr. Ismael Cantu, Interim Superintendent of Schools. Present. Mr. Tony Torres, Attorney. Present. Under item number 3, Pledge of Allegiance to the United States and Texas flags, and item number 4, Invocation. We're going to go ahead and do those two simultaneously. We're going to go ahead and recognize this evening Arely Sanchez out of the Gateway to Graduation Academy. If you can please stand, Arely. Arely Sanchez is a senior at Gateway to Graduation Academy, where her favorite subject this year is English. She is the second youngest of 5 children. Arely has been most influenced by her mother, who has made education a priority. Arely says that Gateway Academy has provided her with a second opportunity to reach her educational and career goals in hopes for a better future and a better quality of life. Once she achieves her high school diploma, Arely looks forward to taking steps into becoming a dentist. Her first goal is to start at TSTC in Harlingen, where she will enroll in the dental hygiene program this summer and then move forward from there. Arely is soon to graduate, at which time she will be the first in her family to earn a high school diploma. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and ask the audience to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Please bow your heads. Tonight we ask God's guidance for our board members and district administrators. They have been entrusted to make decisions that will help our students, families, and employees. Guide them to discuss and make the right decisions for the betterment of our San Benito community. Remind them that every day they give a special gift to my fellow students. It is the gift of education, the gift of a diploma, the gift of success, and the gift of opportunities for a healthy and productive future. And for that, we thank them. God bless the Greyhound administrators and students. God bless Greyhound Country. Amen.
Amen.
I'd like to go ahead and thank the parents of Arely. If you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized. A special thank you also to Ms. Mary Alice Martinez for allowing her student to participate this evening. Thank you. With that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 5, special recognitions. Dr. Cantu.
Yes, Ms. Longoria will be honoring several groups from the high schools. Ms. Longoria, please.
We have several student groups coming before you this evening, and the first group on the agenda is from San Benito High School, and these are members of the girls powerlifting team. They placed second in the state and second at regionals. Please help me welcome the team. They are Alexia Correra, second place. Karina Garcia, first place. Riley Garza, fifth. Sarah Gonzalez. Clarissa Gonzalez, fourth. First place winner, Samantha Machuca. Brisaida Montoya. Christian Martinez. Third place winner, Delilah Silva. Cristina Vallejo. And second place winner, Soledad Villarreal. They are under the instruction of coaches Laura Gonzalez, the head coach. And she is assisted by Jaime Vela and Haskell Buff, coaches. And we also have the athletic director, head football coach in the audience, Dan Gomez. And these girls went out to compete and earn awards at the Girls State Powerlifting Meet in Corpus Christi, Texas, March 14th. Congratulations. And before we let them go, we have a special presentation. This is Tila Silva, one of the parents.
I don't know, but we've been working on some banners for you all, and the people that did the sponsors wish to name anonymous. This is from last year, and this is from this year. Nobody's seen it yet, I haven't seen it yet, so everybody here and you all will be the first ones to see. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Great job, and thank you, coaches. Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And also serving as coaches for the members of the boys powerlifting team. You met them earlier, Coach Jaime Vela and Haskell Buff, and also Laura Gonzalez. And we have two students joining us this evening. Albert de la Rosa placed 8th. He's a senior, San Benito High School. And Raul Mota earned 1st, a junior at San Benito High School. And these students went to compete at the Boys State Powerlifting Meet in Abilene, Texas on March 22nd. Congratulations. And parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. We also have their proud principal in the audience, Mr. Henry Sanchez. He's somewhere out there. That concludes the portion for the athletes. Now we move on to the CTE programs in our district. We have several groups of students that went to compete at various events. And these are students from San Benito High School under the instruction of Francis Thrailkill. And they are Business Professionals of America that participated at the regional, state, and they also advanced to national competition. And let's start by introducing the first student, Alondra Oyervides, Parliamentarian Procedures, 4th place at regionals. ambassador and parliamentarian. She is going to receive a national award. She's a national award recipient, so congratulations to her. And she is scheduled to receive that at the National Leadership Conference, May 1st through 3rd in Indianapolis. So we're going to look forward to that. And you may have seen her. I believe she and her sponsor came out in the paper this past couple of days ago, right? Saturday. Next on the list, we have Stacy Gonzalez, 4th place winner at regionals. And his parliamentarian procedures. Jose Cantu placed 4th at regionals parliamentarian procedures. And Alejandro Barrientos placed 4th at regionals parliamentarian procedures. Valeria de la Fuente placed 4th at regionals parliamentarian procedures. Another 4th place winner, Eddie Lugo, placed 4th, again at regionals, parliamentarian procedures. Manuel Herrera, 1st place at regionals, global marketing. Stevie Esparza, 1st place regionals, human resources and global marketing. And we have 2 other students that are under the instruction of Ms. Frances Thrailkill. And these students are Lucio Del Fierro, 3rd place entrepreneurship, and Hector de la Garza, 5th graphic design. And these students participated at the regional, state, and national competition. The regional competition for these 2 students took place at Weslaco East High School in Weslaco. And also the earlier group, they went to compete at regionals at Weslaco East and at the State Leadership Conference, March 5th through the 8th in Houston, Texas. And they came back with some nice awards, and they look very sharp. And when they go compete at that level, that's how they're dressed, very sharp. So y'all look really nice, and thank you for representing San Benito well. And congratulations to y'all and to your sponsors. Parents, we have parents in the audience, proud parents. And this is our sponsor, Mrs. Frances Thrailkill. Congratulations, Mrs. Thrailkill, to you and your students. Great job. Awesome. I would like to mention that the CTE programs are under the direction of Mr. Hector Rendon. I believe he's in the audience somewhere. He's our director of CTE programs. We have another group of students to recognize from San Benito High School, and these are Business Professionals of America Regional Competition Regional Placement winners, and they are 4th place Financial Analyst Team, Ada Tejeda, Jocelyn Tejeda, Marilyn Ramirez, and Brittany Smith. 2nd place Information Technology Concepts, Ada Tejeda. And also 4th place Project Management Concepts is Ada Tejeda. And 6th place Payroll Accounting is Jocelyn Tejeda. We have a 6th place winner in Computer Network Technology, Armando Garza. And Rafael Cerda, another winner. And we have their sponsor, Sonia Flores. And these students went to compete at the Business Professionals of America Regional Conference, January 11th at Weslaco East High School. Congratulations, students. And parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you, students. Congratulations. Another group of students hailing from San Benito High School. These are your Business Professionals of America that placed at regionals. Their sponsor is Sandra Hernandez. And I'd like to introduce Rebecca Canate, first in extemporaneous speech, regional state qualifier. And Brianna Stevens, second in presentation management, regional state qualifier. Jocelyn Manzanares, third in medical office procedures, regional state qualifier. Brianda Lozoya, third in fundamental spreadsheet applications, regional and state qualifier. Maya Rasmussen, sixth in PC servicing and troubleshooting, regionals and state qualifier. And we have Julia Landrum, fourth place in website design team at regionals. And Jennifer Garza, fourth place website design team, regionals. And Mallory Castillo, website design team, placed at regionals. And again, their sponsor is Sandra Hernandez, and these students competed and placed at the Business Professionals of America, the regional conference in January in Weslaco. Rebecca Canate, Brianna Stevens, Jocelyn Manzanares, Brianda Lozoya, and Mayra Rasmussen advanced to the BPA State Conference, March 5th through the 8th in Houston, Texas. Congratulations to sponsors and to the students. Great job. Parents. At this time, I'd like to recognize the parents of these students. If you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Another group from San Benito High School. These are your Business Professionals of America. These are regional and state conference students that placed at regionals, and several students advanced to the state level. And they are Luis Torres, placed at regionals. Entrepreneurship, first place winner. Jessie Emma Duran, regionals. Presentation management, third place. Jackie Vela, one of your regional winners. Presentation management, third place. Daniel Ruiz, another regional winner. Presentation management, third place. Victor Bazaldua, regional. Insurance concepts, fifth place. Marketing management and econ, fifth place. And these are the students under the direction of Isabel Perez, the sponsor. And she's joining them this evening. And students competed at the Business Professionals of America Leadership Conference, January 11th at Weslaco East High School. And they advanced to state competition, which was held March 5th through the 8th in Houston, Texas. So congratulations to everybody that advanced. They had quite a few students advance to state. Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. We have more student groups to honor this evening from San Benito High School, and these are your DECA Marketing, Sports, and Marketing students that advanced to state marketing competition and to nationals. The first one on the list is Esmeralda Estrella, Sports Marketing, top 10 placement in district. Nubia Briones, sports marketing, top 10 placement in district. Both students were selected as alternates to advance to the national marketing competition in Atlanta, Georgia, May the 3rd through the 6th, and their sponsor is Roland Garcia. The district competition took place January 21st at McAllen Convention Center, and the state competition took place February the 20th through the 22nd in Dallas, Texas. So congratulations to these students and to Mr. Garcia. Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Please help me welcome another group from San Benito High School, and these are the Texas Association of Future Educators, the Taffy Club. They qualified for Teach for Tomorrow Summit State Competition. We start off by introducing Deandra Anguiano. And she received an Educational Leadership Fundamentals Gold Score. The next one on the list is Sarah Castro, and she earned an Educational Leadership Fundamentals Perfect Score and Essay winner. Enrique de la Cruz. And Enrique de la Cruz received the Educational Leadership Fundamentals Gold Score. Brianna Garcia received the Educational Leadership Fundamentals Perfect Score and Essay. Deanne Maris, Educational Leadership Fundamentals Gold Score. Natalie Martinez, she placed first place state finalist, Ethical Dilemma Situation on Code of Conduct for Athletes. And Jacqueline Hurtado placed first state finalist, Ethical Dilemma Situation on Code of Ethics for Athletes. Karina Villagomez, Educational Leadership Fundamentals Perfect Score and Essay. State finalist on a multimedia video, PSA or Public Service Announcement, Day in the Life of a Ready, Set, Teach student. Ariana Garcia is a state finalist on a multimedia video PSA, A Day in the Life of a Ready, Set, Teach student. Sandra Ibarra, state finalist on a multimedia video PSA, Day in the Life of a Ready, Set, Teach student. Samantha Contreras placed second to state finalist in the area of persuasive speaking of social media in the classroom. Brianna Roa is another winner, and she placed first as a state finalist in a storybook creation on overcoming stereotyping in middle schools. Janelle Perez, first place state finalist in a storybook creation on overcoming stereotyping in middle schools. Julissa Vera, Educational Leadership Fundamentals, Perfect Score, and Essay State finalist. And she received this on an interactive bulletin board on bullying in schools. Nathan Vela, Educational Leadership Fundamentals Gold Score winner. And their teacher and sponsor is Dolores de la Fuente. And these students qualified for state competition February 23rd through 25th in San Antonio, and this was at the Teach for Tomorrow Summit. Congratulations, great job. Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. The next group of students that we'd like to recognize, these are students that went to the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in Mercedes, and these were students that earned recognition for the Sale of Champions. They came back home with big honors, and it's always been a tradition here in San Benito that the FFA students have had a winning tradition, and they represented our community well at the livestock show in Mercedes. The first student on the list is Cassandra Cruz. She placed second with the hog. That was her project. Samantha Cantu placed second with a hog, a student at VMA. Jose Garcia placed third with a steer. Alexia Correa, third place with a lamb. Victoria Delgado, third place with a goat. Oneida Guerra, third place with a goat. Brianna de la Fuente, third place with a hog. Angeline Cruz, first place with a hog. Joseph Partida, 10th place, overall plant. Alejandro Garcia, second place with a steer. Alfredo Rodriguez, first place with a hog. Austin Guajardo, second place with a hog. And Ramiro Gonzalez, third place poultry and third place with a hog. Haley Rios, reserve breed champion hog. Danae Munoz, sixth overall with a rabbit project. Noah Gomez, first place with a hog project. Christian Cavazos, first place steer and third place hog project. Deandra Anguiano, breed champion lamb. Caitlin Gonzalez, grand champion poultry. David Munoz, reserve grand champion hog and reserve breed champion steer. Zeke Mares, reserve grand champion rabbits. Natalia Medina, reserve grand champion poultry and first place with her goat project. And I'd like to introduce their sponsors, Mr. Eddie Garcia, Jorge Guerra, and Romana Cantu. And they invest a lot of time with their projects, right, boys and girls? From the early morning hours to the late evenings to going to different shows. And this was just from the livestock show in Mercedes. They've been winning other awards at other shows and presentations. I do want to mention that on Mr. Garcia, this young man right here, his sponsor told me that he, of course, is the current FFA president, and he has just been elected Area 10 officer. This is for the Area 10, and it'll encompass the Valley to Laredo, across to George West, and to Corpus Christi. So they'll hear about San Benito, right? So San Benito CISD is very proud to have Alex serve as an Area 10 officer, and we wish him well while he takes on the reign as an officer at the state level. And congratulations to the students, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. I know some of our seniors are walking away with a grand prize, and so they feel like they've accomplished and that all the years that they've been devoting to the FFA program has paid off. So congratulations also to the sponsors that devote a lot of hours alongside the students. And to the parents, if you're in the audience, thank you for being supportive of the students' efforts. We appreciate everything that y'all do. Parents. That concludes the special recognition portion. And congratulations, and good luck next year for those of you coming back.
still have some of the sponsors and parents in the audience. On behalf of the board, I'd like to go ahead and thank each and every one of you for allowing your children to participate in these extracurricular activities. Like Ms. Longoria did say, it does take countless hours, not only of their time, but of your time as well. So we want to thank you for giving up of your time and allowing your children to participate and showcase the great things that are happening in San Benito. So thank you to the parents if you're still in the audience, and the sponsors as well for encouraging the students to continue moving forward. Under item number 6, we have superintendent's report. Dr. Cantu?
We have some overnight trips to report. The high school band winter guard TECA state competition, New Braunfels, Texas, March 21st to 22nd, 2014. The high school band drumline TECA state competition in New Braunfels, March 22nd to 23rd, 2014. High school skills VSA state competition, Corpus Christi, March 25th to 29th, 2014. High school HOSA state leadership conference, San Antonio, Texas, March 27th to the 29th, 2014. High School Technology Student Association Leadership Conference in Waco, Texas, April 10th to the 12th, 2014. High School Student Council State Convention in Arlington, Texas, April 12th through the 15th, 2014. High School Choral Stage Solo Ensemble Contest in Austin, Texas, May 25th to the 26th, 2014. And High School Bluebonnet Girls State American Leadership Training in Seguin, Texas, June 15th through the 21st, 2014. Those are the overnight trips. We also have the disbursements report. Are there any questions on the disbursements report? We also have the disbursements by organization. Any questions on that? Item K is presentations of findings by the 2013 PBM, 2013 PBM Discipline Data Validation Analysis Stage 4. And Mr. Ruben Franco is going to make a real short presentation in reference to this.
Good evening, board members. This is going to be a short presentation. Typically, we do not have a report of this type. There are two monitoring systems at the state, the PBMAS, which is the one that traditionally you will hear about. And then they have a less known monitoring system called the performance-based monitoring system. Monitoring, period. And this is a different system that they have that looks at other issues such as data integrity. The district was cited for our discipline reporting of data for the 2013 school year, and we were designated as a stage 4 district. That was based on 9 indicators that they look at, and I'm not going to read all the 9 indicators, but of those 9 indicators, we were cited in 2 of them. Indicator number 1 was the length of out-of-school suspensions, and for indicator number 3, which was the unauthorized expulsions of students ages 10 or over. What the investigation of these issues revealed was that of the approximately 3,440 some odd individual records that were reported for discipline to TEA, representing about 2,640 incidences, because some incidences can have multiple reporting criteria. Of those, for indicator number 1, only 1 record in the district was reported incorrectly. I was going to mention to Ms. Cantu that it's becoming almost like the special ed analysis, where you almost have to have 100% compliance, because in this case, for indicator number 1, where we were cited for length of out-of-school suspension, we had 1 student that was reported as having 6 days of out-of-school suspension, but in reality, that student actually only had the required 3 days. Unfortunately, it was reported incorrectly through a coding error, but again, it cited us in that area. The other area of indicator 3, again, out of those thousands of records, we were only cited for 6 reported records that were wrong. And of those, 4 came primarily from people who were used to using a particular code that went away and was replaced by another code, so they continued to use the old code. And so the lion's share of those 6 was just basically by an oversight on someone's part for not using the newer code that was available. In none of the cases here did any student receive a consequence that wasn't deserved. The only thing that was wrong with this, with our district reporting was with the reporting itself, not so much with the consequences that the student had suffered. That would have been more of a problem had we, for example, expelled someone who should not have been expelled, or had we done something else to someone like a mandatory placement at a DAEP that should not have been placed there. None of that happened. What did happen were these 6 for indicator 3 records that were reported incorrectly, and the 1 record for indicator 1 that was reported incorrectly. This has triggered the district to have to submit what's referred to as a focused data analysis, and this is analysis for each of the 2 indicators by each individual student that was involved, as well as a student data level review, and then a action plan that's going to be submitted on behalf of the district. This particular action plan is going to be very small because it refers to just a very few incidences, and so that is to be reported to TEA tomorrow. Part of the requirement is that we share this information with the board before we submit it. Any questions?
What happens next?
Actually, at this stage, all it triggers is a desk audit, what's referred to as a desk audit, which is what's this information that I've compiled is part of that desk audit. TA will get the information, review it. If they feel that they need to do a site visit, they will do that. In this particular case, it is very doubtful that they will do that. They will monitor us in the future to see if we're complying with the improvement plan that we've created. And obviously, if next year's report removes us from that stage, they'll very much just let it go at that point.
If I may add just a couple of words about that question. There is a focused data analysis, and basically what that does is you start analyzing the data and what is it telling you. And I think Ruben has already done that and kind of pinpointed that some of it may have been PIMS error. That's why we have to be so careful with the PIMS and the analysis of the data, and it's coming in during the year that we're supposed to sign up and making sure that the data is 100% correct. There is also that SLR, the student level review. You're reviewing it by student. Basically, that's what happens there at the agency. And the action plan, it's sort of a corrective action plan. How are you going to correct it so that it will not happen again? And we can make copies of this report available. I don't know how extensive it is, the backup to it, Ruben, but if we want to, if the board would like to see the detail on it, we can put it in Friday's update.
Yes, I can include that, and I was almost embarrassed to want to share it with y'all because it is very skimpy in terms of data. And typically, like for example, when Dr. Greer presented the plan for the district, and she did the same thing, a student data review, and she did an action plan. That was based on a lot of data and a lot of students, et cetera. This one is based on indicator 1, 1 student. And on indicator 3, it was based on 6 students. And so the data review was very small. The action plan is very concise because there really was a very focused problem that's easily correctable. But yes, I can share that with you, Dr. Cantu, and you can share that with the board, certainly.
Did any of these errors affect ADA?
Absolutely not. Oh, ma'am. Okay, that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Franco, and that completes, the superintendent's report.
Moving on to item number 7, recommend approving the agenda of the regular board meeting of April 8th, 2014 with any corrections and/or deletions. So moved. I have a motion on the floor to go ahead and approve the agenda with any corrections and/or deletions dated April 8th, 2014, made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Huerta. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Under item number 8, public comment. This evening, we do have 3 audience members who wish to address the board. With that said, the undersigned wish to address the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees, and by his or her signature showing to the board that he or she understands the following provisions to addressing the board. The persons wishing to address the Board of Trustees must register with the presiding officer or designee no later than 5 minutes before the announced time of the school board meeting. State their full name, state what organization or group, if any, is being represented, state the topic they wish to address before the school board, refrain from commenting directly on any individual school district employee or public official by name, but may instead refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the Board of Trustees as a whole. They must also refrain from attacks on individual. The speaker will be allowed only 5 minutes to give his or her presentation. Delegations of more than 5 persons shall appoint 1 person to present their views before the Board of Trustees. Presentation shall be informative and shall pertain to school-related issues. Any attack on any individual shall be considered disruption of the meeting. The Board of Trustees shall not deliberate nor decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. This evening, we're going to go ahead and call on Herminia Garcia. Topic, request for support from board members.
Dear San Benito Board of Trustees, we greatly appreciate your willingness to let our voice be shared in this forum and for your time. We are all faculty and staff at Miller Jordan Middle School. Some of us have been at Miller Jordan for decades, while others have been there less than a year. We are all our own people with our own opinions, but there are certain things upon which we all agree. We are here before you tonight to ask that you please allow us, the Miller Jordan family, to show you who we are and what we are capable of if given the chance. Miller Jordan has been forced to transition from one principal to another 7 different times within the last 6 years. We ask you, how can we be expected to survive such turmoil? We ask that you give us the time that is needed to bring our campus back to the model campus it was years ago. We ask that you allow us to keep all of our administrative leaders for at least 2 years so that we may form a cohesive, positive form for our children's future. To continue, our fear is that you, the Board of Trustees, hears about the negative occurrences, but never the positive things about our campus. It comes with the territory of sitting on the school board. However, we feel that all decisions should be made with the most information possible and with as many perspectives. We are at school every day. We know better than anyone else that Miller Jordan Middle School is not perfect. We know that no single aspect of or person at the school is infallible. We know that a lot of work has to be done to give every single student in San Benito the highest quality education possible. Yet, we also understand more intimately than anyone else could the great things that happen at Miller Jordan on a daily basis. We see our students working hard. We see our colleagues tirelessly helping each other. We see our administration collaborating with teachers and each other. We work every day in a climate where teachers co-teach to the benefit of the student, where teachers work together to deal with disciplinary problems, and where we rearrange schedules with the support of the administration to make sure students are receiving the absolute best educational opportunity possible. We see a place where people are working together for a common goal of 901 students' success. Miller Jordan has been a state of flux for many years. With each new principal, a transition period occurs that ultimately causes us to lose precious instructional time as everyone becomes situated to a new climate. What our students cannot afford is any wasted time as we strive to increase academic success. To put it simply, we, the undersigned, are acutely aware of the struggles that our campus and our students face, but we also feel that we have made tremendous strides this year in becoming a focused and well-motivated campus. We believe this groundwork and dedication will reap greater benefits in the coming year. Again, we ask, please, give us a chance that we need to continue turning our beloved campus around, for truly, we do have a spirit of excellence. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. The next audience member I'd like to call on is Juanita Garcia, topic concerns.
Good evening, Dr. Cantu and board members. I'd like to thank you for giving me the time for me to come and express my concerns. My name is Juanita Garcia, and I've been with the district for 29 years. I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote in fear of getting emotional or running out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and just read what I wrote. I wish that I could say that it's short and sweet. It's not short and sweet, but it is short and to the point. Today, one of my former colleagues stood up in front of you. I deleted the whole thing. Hold on. I apologize for that. It says, today one of my former colleagues stood in front of you to support administration. My former colleague has not told you that my former colleague has told you that we are all faculty and staff. This is not true because not all agree with the administration's leadership and where it has taken a school that deserves better. My former colleague has stood before you asking for a chance to show what they are capable of. Well, we have seen what this administration is capable of. They are capable of failing to support new teachers, and in fact, 2 teachers walking out under this administration. They are capable of forcing 8 teachers and staff to go to other districts, 2 counselors, 1 librarian, 1 reading teacher, 1 science teacher, and 2 math, 1 social studies teacher, and many more thinking of leaving when the academic year comes to an end. 1 custodian has had a heart attack due to stress, and 1 teacher is on sick leave. They are capable of placing seasoned older teachers on TINAs with the intention of not renewing contracts, and this would be a direct violation of EEOC. They are capable of having 1 teacher out on sick leave since October because she was being forced and intimidated by administration to say that she was being bullied by 2 other teachers. They are capable of getting teachers against teachers because they are not here to make friends nor to impress anybody. They are capable of intimidating teachers and staff members to a point that they will not speak up for fear of retaliation. They have, in fact, created a hostile environment. Every teacher has spoken up, administration retaliates. This is also well documented. This administration is capable of writing a letter of support, make copies, and distribute to teachers and staff members, placing them in cubby holes and boxes, utilizing school resources, including Xerox box paper and manpower, not to mention this is being done during school hours. To turn the campus around, we need fundamentals like a shared vision, complete trust in our leaders, equality for all teachers, and more than anything, to focus on the belief that students are first, not personal agendas. In closing, I trust and I pray that you elected members do what is right for all stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. And our final audience member is Rosalinda Garcia, topic Energy Company.
Good evening. That was a great presentation by the students achieving, especially the young lady that's the first one to graduate from high school. She's breaking the barrier. Like I said, good evening. There was an editorial piece in the Valley Morning Star written by John Harrington, founder and director of the Texas Civil Rights Project. He worked with Cesar Chavez in Texas for 18 years. He states how we should commit ourselves one day at a time to the struggles to make our communities a better place for our children and grandchildren. It's wonderful, like I said, to see our students excel in academics, sports, band, UIL. For example, just now, a golf player continues to excel. A high school senior just recognized with an academic award through the U.S. Border Patrol. Our students continue to shine, and our teachers' commitment to education never ends. And with the topic of commitment and making our communities a better place to live, I ask the board members, specifically the majority four, is that why you're looking into voting for an energy-saving company with a price tag of $10 million? You did not take the interim superintendent, Mr. Obregon's suggestion to hire Mrs. Sanchez as interim superintendent before he stepped down. So in essence, you did not have any confidence in our second in command. Now you seem not to have any confidence in our maintenance director and its employees. They can do the same job or better that this energy company that you heard a presentation at the Finance Committee. They're going to charge you $10 million. Maintenance department can do it for $1.5 million, plus or minus. I researched a little bit and read on this website of this company that you're looking at to give probably a vote. And on the research, I saw that they've been awarded bids by Lyford, $1.46 million, Aransas Pass, $1.7 million, Poteet, $1.2 million, small school districts. And then what are we going to see? San Benito School District, $10 million. They have a CEO and a lot of vice presidents that they need to pay to get this project. Now, more than likely, you will bring this up before a special school board meeting, so the public will not hear how you're pushing for this company, energy company. I spoke with other school districts and asked if they have gone into this, and they told me no, that their maintenance departments can do this work. And one of them stated, in the long run, you do not save any energy. Another deal, just like when some board members voted to purchase computer tablets from a board member's father, or recently a board member's sister promoted to the highest non-professional position, and I believe not giving equal opportunity to outsiders. That is not good business. Trust me, public, I was at the Finance Committee. These board members have intentions of hiring this energy-saving company for $10 to $11 million. We don't even have the monies. They're going to finance it. And because they want to give this huge contract to this energy-saving company, they might be planning not to fund the after-school program, or maybe not budgeting monies for them. We need board members that have a sincere commitment to serve and follow the role of what a board member's role is, and adhere to board members' ethics. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Moving on to the next item, in order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items placed on the agenda shall be marked with an asterisk. Consent items are items for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the time which approval of the consent agenda is had at the request of any member of the Board of Trustees, any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Action agenda under Business and Finance. 1404A-1, request for approval of funds to repair the roof leaks at Ed Downs Elementary School. Consent. 1404A-2, request to approve to purchase an electronic marquee sign for Oscar de la Fuente Elementary School. Question. 1404A-3, request to approve to purchase electronic marquee signs for 11 campuses. Question by Mr. Medrano. Item 1404A-4, request for approval of amended lease agreement with the City of Los Indios. Consent. 1404A-5, request for approval of 2013-2014 budget amendments. Consent. 1404A-6, request for approval of budget transfers. Consent. Under Administration, 1404A-7, request for approval of board minutes. Consent. I'd like to go ahead and ask for a motion to approve the following items under Business and Finance: 1404A-1, 1404A-4, 1404A-5, 1404A-6. Under Administration, 1404A-7.
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Medrano, seconded by Mr. Leal. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Going back to those items that were questioned, I'm going to go ahead and, if it's okay with Mr. Medrano, go ahead and combine both. Sure. Since you had a question on it as well. Item 1404A-2, request to approve to purchase an electronic marquee sign for Oscar de la Fuente Elementary School, and 1404A-3, request to approve to purchase electronic marquee signs for 11 campuses. This is an item that we discussed in the workshop, the workshop that we had just recently, and Finance under Committee Concerns. We went ahead and brought up some questions that pertain to these two items, and my only concern is that we not isolate any one campus, and if we're going to go ahead and consider, purchasing marquee signs, that we go ahead and give equal importance to all the campuses versus just one, even though some of the concerns that were voiced at the Finance meeting were valid and justified. I just feel that we need to give equal attention to all campuses, as there is traffic in most all campuses, obviously. And my recommendation to the board would be that we table this item and give it further consideration so that we can encompass all campuses and not just the one.
I totally agree, because who put this item in the agenda?
Well, I know that we had asked to see, but we didn't say to put on the agenda,
Yeah.
but we asked to see if the figures, because we didn't initially talk about the 11, because only one principal had requested it, so we wanted to go back and see how much, they're gonna give us a discount price if we bought in bulk, or more, or were they gonna be the individual price and that was gonna be the set price? So I think we really wanted to know how much it was gonna cost and, kind of go see what company was gonna be better. But it kind of got on here, so I don't know if you all found prices.
Adrian, did you put this on the agenda, or?
For the Finance Committee.
But did you put it for tonight?
But we only had the one at the Finance, we didn't have the 11.
When we closed off the Finance meeting, we went ahead and suggested that it be placed on the agenda, but following further consideration.
With the 11. I just don't know the pricings of the 11.
It was just for the one.
Right.
Yeah, we just asked the
I thought it was
information.
for Oscar de la Fuente.
Well, it was,
Yeah.
but then.
We told you to put that one on the agenda, okay.
Yeah, and then we asked to see what it would cost
Yeah.
for the 11, but I didn't know it was gonna be on the agenda.
Who's the company that that?
Okay, for item 4A2, we have done this marquee sign, the same almost
Right.
type. We've done 4 of them. And it came about, somebody had seen a sign at the Veterans Memorial High School in Brownsville. We found out it cost $37,000, but there were 4 campuses allowed to put signs. Mr. Diaz came and said, "How do I get a sign?" And I said, well, you need to justify the reason. You need to go and find out if there's funds available. You need to talk to Emma, Miss Emma McCall. You need to talk to the superintendent, find out, you know. And he did, and he presented the item at the Finance Committee using the safety factor for the students, as the sign will help the safety of the students.
But who's?
The company? The
Who's the company?
company is a company that does this type of signs, and he was willing to give it to us at a very below the bid limit sign of $24,000, but we had to use the maintenance department to come in and do the foundation in order to make it more economical for the school district, and they need about $1,000 worth of materials.
But what's the name of the
Signs and more.
Signs and what?
Signs and more.
Where are they from?
They're from Brownsville.
Have we checked any other sign
No,
companies?
not at this time. What happened is that we went ahead and put an item to do the other 11 campuses. If you would give me permission to go with this agenda, I would still need to go out and get proposals and see who has, I'll have to entertain proposals and bid it out officially all over the state, maybe. Get about 5 companies that deal in this type of science.
But
But
if
this
that's
is
the
purchase.
case,
This-
yeah, but if that's the case, then we're gonna have to revisit it because of the
Yes,
way
I'm
it's
gonna have to
stated.
come back.
Right,
I have
we're
to
gonna have
come
to put it
back
as a new
and see
item.
if you all want to continue at a certain price for each sign.
I agree with Ileana. I mean, I'm not against this
Right.
by any means, but we need to look at all the campuses. And then we need to see, Emma, where's the money coming from? Do you know?
I put in there that,
There's some portion of our interest from our construction funds, since we're through with the construction, we have some that's available there, but there is not adequate to cover all the signs.
Okay.
And just to, I'm sorry.
So some of it is coming out of our fund balance. Is that's?
Some would
you're
need to
saying.
come from fund balance, yes.
yeah, it says in the budgetary information, that's what I put in there.
And just to, for those of you that weren't at the finance meeting, just to bring our community up to speed, I know that we, Mr. Diaz did come by and request this from the board because, as you know, his campus is on a state highway. Their speed limit was 60, I believe. They did bring it down to 55. So if you've ever gone there during that after-school time, the traffic is very, very bad. And to get out of the school, it's can be very unsafe for our children and our parents to leave the campus. I know that he did make the comment that there was past accidents that did happen there, and I think one of his teachers was injured. We've seen the area, and I have seen the traffic, and I've seen our parents lined up on the curve. So I think that's, just so that you all know, that is why he did, request it. It's not just like a fashionable statement, I guess, type thing, but he wanted it for the safety reasons to see if he could, add messages on there reminding the parents that it is a school zone, even though it's marked at a higher speed limit, that we, would hope that they could slow down, be aware that there are children in that area, and just for it to be more of a safety reasons, and that's why he was asking for it, because there's nothing out there. There's no sign, there's no, to slow down, nothing. It's just a straight shot, and if you stay stopped at the light, they're already coming in kind of slow. But if it's a continuous, it's, it can potentially be a hazard to some of our parents and some of our children leaving those campuses. What?
You are deviating.
No, that's what that's why he purchased it.
I know, but it's one of the-
So, okay.
Leandra, so you're gonna go out for bids, but yet you've got a proposal from Science and More?
Yes.
Okay.
Only for that one sign.
For that
There
one
is,
sign?
there is a separate agenda item here that if y'all approve to go ahead and start on the 11 campuses, well, assuming that y'all approve it, I'll have to go out and,
Adrian, we can't ask that you go out for proposals because of the language
You have to put
on that item.
RFQs
So
or
we're gonna have to come back and, it's gonna have to state something to the effect of request to go out for, request for
Yeah.
approval to seek proposals, something to that effect.
That's
And then
fine.
we'll purchase
Yeah,
from the
that's fine.
proposal.
Right,
It's
so
But
In
it's
that
just that
case,
the wording is-
we would need to just table the item and bring it back in an upcoming meeting.
It's fine.
So, but prior to that, I do just want to make one more comment on behalf of the board, and I think we all share the same sentiment with Mr. Diaz. It's not that we're overlooking your concern and the urgency to get that marquee. I'm not sure if he's in the audience, but I'm not, okay. We're not overlooking the urgency of getting that marquee, but all our children are important. You know, we do want to make that statement. So, like I said, I don't want to just give preference to one school when I know that the need is there for all the other campuses. So inside of that, maybe it would be wiser for us just to go out and maybe consider proposals in an upcoming meeting to include all campuses versus just the one, okay? So we do have to make two, since they are listed under two separate items. I'd like to. You want to go ahead and question?
I just want to ask something.
Okay.
Adrian, on the 11, how did you come to the 11 more? Because I know, like, at that meeting, some of the principals were kind of making that they didn't want one. So did we just add everybody and we're just going to force one on everybody, or were these 11
No,
requested?
if you were to approve the agenda, I would go and talk to each principal, and I understand there's even some campuses that have what is called a manual type of sign already built. So either that has to be removed and put in, you know, the electronic digital sign.
Okay.
Or the principal might say, well, can I just keep this sign? Okay, fine. But I kind of based it at about 35,000 a sign. If you multiply that by 11, it's like 380, 400,000 in total.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that because I know some principals said that they weren't going to want one.
Right,
So I just
that's
want to make
fine.
sure that we ask them before
we
forcing.
would do the research ourselves, see who
Okay.
really wants one. When I go out for bids, I have to come back and see if you all still want to do it. you know?
Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, two separate. Okay, I'll go ahead and, I've got Mr. Leal who moves to go ahead and table 1404A-2, request to approve to purchase an electronic marquee sign for Oscar de la Fuente Elementary School. And Mr. Huerta seconds that. All those in favor to go ahead and table? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 1404A-3, request to approve to purchase electronic marquee signs for 11 campuses, and I move to table that item as well. Seconded by Mr. Leal. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. That brings us on to item number 10. Closed meeting, discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551.071 for the purpose of private consultation with the board's attorney on any subjects or matters authorized by law. 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, report on personnel. B, employment, resignation, retirement. C, Level 3 grievance hearing, A. Abrego. D, deliberation and possible action on L. Gonzalez, Level 3 grievance. The time is now 8:09 and we're enclosed. Good evening, the time is now 10:11 and we are reconvening an open meeting. Under item A, action on items discussed in closed session if necessary. Dr. Cantu.
On item A, the administration recommends that the personnel discussed in executive session, that affirmative action be taken on each.
I have a motion on the floor by Mr. Leal, seconded by Ms. Aguilera, to go ahead and accept the recommendations as per administration with regards to employment, resignation, and retirement.
Both A and B.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Item C, Level 3 grievance hearing, A. Abrego.
Madam Chairman, I move that the board deny the grievance and uphold the decision of administration at Level 2 for Lawrence Gonzalez and Angelita Abrego.
No, Abrego.
Yes.
It's Abrego first.
Abrego? And then. Do it. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So, okay, so B for Lawrence Gonzalez.
Okay. For Abrego?
No, for Abrigo.
For Abrego.
Okay, so I have a motion on the floor by Mr. Leal to go ahead and uphold the level 2 decision made by administration with regards to A. Abrego, seconded by Mr. Medrano. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item was the deliberation and possible action on L. Gonzalez Level 3 grievance.
I also move that the board deny the grievance and uphold the decision of administration at level 2.
I have a motion on the floor by Mr. Leal, seconded by Mr. Medrano, to go ahead and uphold the decision made previously regarding the El Gonzalez Level 3 grievance. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. That brings us on to item 11, adjournment. The time is now 10:14, and this meeting is adjourned.